Happening today, the Ohio State Supreme Court hearing arguments on a case that could change how much information the public receives from law enforcement.
Street names, not mile markers.
Now, this body camera video is at the center of this case. 10 TV asked for it back in 2023 with a public records request, a right that media organizations and the general public have had for decades. But now an Ohio media organization is arguing in court that, quote, the city of Columbus, their police department, has concealed the identities of police officers involved in use of force incidents through redaction or denial of requests. And they're arguing this is all because of a law called Marsy's Law, which protects victims of a crime.
But now it's being used by police to conceal the identity of officers. This case has made its way to the Ohio Supreme Court, and 10 TV's Lacey Chris was there as attorneys from both sides argued their case.
Dispatch.
Transparency versus protection.
Because we're asking this court to decide that police officers who, in the line of duty, engage in a shootout with criminal suspects are not victims for purposes of the definition of victims.
An updated version of Marsy's Law was passed and put into effect in April of 2023. It was interpreted by local police departments that officers can be considered victims in their official capacity and that their identities should be protected as victims per Marsy's Law. Columbus police did not release the name of the officer injured in the I-70 shootout that left one suspect dead and a Columbus police officer fighting for his life.
Here are some of the attributes, if you will, of Marsy's Law. The right to privacy. Well, police officers are public actors, and, for example, there's a directive which we noted in our brief from the Columbus Police Department that Columbus police officers are required to wear a badge with their name on it. They're required to present identification upon request.
But justices pushed back and asked about the legal definition of a victim.
It's defined in the amendment as a person against whom the criminal offense or delinquent act is committed, which, how does that definition exclude a police officer?
But the attorney representing Columbus Division of Police argued officers are people and take their injuries home.
When he takes off his badge, he doesn't take off the bullet wounds and go home. He is a person who's exercising.
That was Lacey Chris reporting for the two other men behind the string of robberies in that deadly I-70 shootout that Lacey just talked about. They are currently serving 25-year prison sentence. Faisal Durad and Eden Jama pleaded guilty in federal court just last month. Both admitted to robbing a bank, stealing a car from a Whitehall dealership, and sending police on a high-speed chase. That led to a highway shootout and traffic delays for nearly half a day.